John Mayaki Show. Today, we are going to be discussing the PDP National Convention coming up tomorrow, next tomorrow. But in the studio, we have a guest, the former Chief of Staff to the Governor in Edo State, that's former Governor, Professor Oserheimen Osunbor. He's a PDP chieftain, a lecturer. Welcome to the studio, Dr. Isaiah Osifo.
Thank you, John Mayaki. Thank you for having me.
We sincerely appreciate the time.
Thank you.
What is happening in your party, the PDP? Are the
Nigerians and members of the International Committee are already aware that we'll be having our national convention tomorrow, Saturday, 30th of October, and Sunday. Organizational structure is effective in a 4-year term to organize a convention. So the National Executive Committee of the party elected about 4 years ago, committee of the party, and their term will be expiring by December. And the party decided in their wisdom to a convention that will elect new officers that will pilot the affairs of the party in the next 4 years. And of course, this is a very special. And of course, these members will elect a presidential candidate. Because the party is really hoping a peaceful termination of this president. Very crucial to us. Elect credible men and women that will organize the party for the primaries that will elect the best of the presidential aspirants that will be our candidates, and by the grace of God. Where political parties all over the world have resolved among the members of the party, when they fail, of course, the court is there to address the issue. So any political party that can peacefully resolve their crisis, either by adopting the approach of internal mechanism or by going to court. To me, that is not a crisis, because you must have contestations of ideas and conflict of opinions and issues. But the PDP is different in terms of use resolution by always peaceful, either through the process of internal mechanism. So if a man is in court and is asking for an address or for a resolution of an issue, maybe that borders on his or her fundamental right, or that borders on infraction or a section of the Constitution, that's not a crisis, it's a normal request. Even in America and Britain, parties go to court to ask for interpretations for a certain provision of the Constitution, or what would be seen as an infringement of your own right as a member of a political party. So we are distinct as a party because we do not take a violence in resolving our issues. We are peaceful, either using the internal mechanism of the party, or going to court. Anyone who goes to court is a man who needs a peace.
But the former national chairman of the party, which is Secondus, is in court, and the fate of the PDP seems hanging. The convention is tomorrow. Today, the court will be giving a verdict whether to go ahead or not, or whether he's the national chairman or not. Do you not any fear that the court decision could truncate the convention?
The court will not truncate the decision, because what the former national chairman is asking for is not that the convention should not be held in PDP. It's asking for the restoration of his right, that if fees that has been infringed upon by a method of which through which he was removed to him was a violation of the provision of the Constitution. So, without delving into the deep issues in the court, on the surface, I'm not holding fault for the national chairman. I feel he's exercising his right. He was elected as national chairman, and he is saying, court, come to see to this issue if the way I was removed was in line with the provision of the Constitution of my party. And he cannot stop the convention. The national chairman of a political party cannot stop a convention, because convention is a decision of a party whereby members of NEC, you remember that this convention that the PDP is holding now was not a decision of the present acting chairman of the party, leadership of the party at Clamac, which is the National Executive Committee of the party, and city governors, former governors, members of the National Work Committee, members of Board of Trustees, former Vice Presidents, Atiku Abubakar, now all former Senate President Saraki. So all of them are members of NEC. They came together and said, this is the date. We're going to have our convention. This is how we're going to have our convention. Appointed committees and appointed chairmen and members. I'm a member of the Committee on Media Publicity. So we are appointed by the highest leadership of the party. So my appointment, for instance, as a member of the Media Committee, he's not appointed by the acting national chairman. He's an appointed by the party, epitomized by the NEC, which is the National Executive Committee. So the national chairman individually or single-handedly cannot decide a vote or a composition of the constitution. Convention is a decision of the highest organ of the party, which is the NEC. And the decisions in NEC are taken by majority vote. If there are conflicts of issues or debate, you ask for vote, and the majority has it. If it is consensus, that's it. So it is the NEC of PDP that decided that they should have a convention for 30th and 31st of October 2021. It is not the acting national chairman deciding or the former national chairman deciding. So it's a decision of a political party. So to me, whatever be the outcome of the court decision, the PDP will go with that version, because the national chairman, former national chairman, is going to come in and say to have a convention at the end of a term of elected officers. And this officer's term is coming to an end. The most elected officers that will take over from there. So we are obeying the constitution. The court is not going to tell the PDP not to obey the constitution. The former national chairman, if he gets victory in the court today, will not say PDP should not have a national convention. I don't see anything wrong in what he's doing. He's not asking for its truncation of the convention. Okay. He's asking for his restoration of his right, which he feels has been violated. It is for the court now to say.
Take over.
Yes, if the court is such today, that becomes I guess there will be an informal discussion, okay, as now statutory national chairman, because the convention is the national chairman that presides over national convention. Yes. So which means if the court is sorry today, to me there are two options left. He comes to Abuja and presides over the convention tomorrow, or he calls for a meeting this evening, and the leadership of the party will meet with the national chairman and decide whether we're going to go on with the convention tomorrow, or he alone cannot just come today and say convention should not hold tomorrow. He doesn't have that right. So the postponement of the convention is not the decision of the national chairman. It is the decision of the leadership of the party. So if he's restored today as national chairman, I believe he is a party man. He was state chairman for 8 years. He was national vice chairman South. He has been deputy. So he knows that this is a political party, it's a big family. So I expect that if he's restored, the highest he can do is to call for a meeting. And it is that meeting will be not meeting of his friends and well-wishers. It will be meeting of the leadership of the party, which is National Working Committee or National Executive Committee. It could be an emergency meeting of the party, now reviewing the latest decision in view of what has happened. What do we now do as a party? He single-handedly cannot overrule there. It will not be a decision of the National Working Committee or a decision of the National Executive Committee of the party. So nobody's afraid of anything, because the court is here to ensure that there's peace. The court is here to ensure that the laws, the rules are followed. The constitution is obeyed. So no individual is coming to truncate the PDP convention. Rather, the convention is the right of everybody knows that convention is a decision of the National Executive Committee of the party, highest organ, not an individual person sitting there in his office to fix a convention.
Wonderful. If you're watching us live, please, if you want to join us in this discussion, you want to call us, may make use of the phone lines on the screen and do your contribution. I want to find out if whichever way it goes, pro or against in court, do you see an implosion in the party?
No, there won't be an implosion. That's what I'm saying. What the national chairman is asking for is just his own right. He feels that his right has been violated. It is for the court to say. If the court says your right has been violated, he will still be one of the, let's say an associate or a sympathizer of the party. The national chairman will not wish for the implosion. The former national chairman will not wish. That's why I was tracing his origin for all what he has contributed into the party as a state chairman in Rivers State, and God helping him to rise to the highest level of the political party in Chelon. I don't think he will wish for the implosion of the party. So people should not misinterpret his action as geared towards destroying the party. No, he has a right as a citizen to seek for preservation or protection of his right. Yeah. So either way it goes, I do not see an implosion, because the PDP will go by constitutional provision with due deference to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Remember, the national chairman not acting today as national chairman was not a decision of NEC. It was a decision of the court. You understand? So if the court did not come with such a pronouncement in terms of restraining and parading yourself and all that, nobody would have kicked him out of the office, because there are processes that they would have followed. Yeah. So the PDP is conscious of the Constitution. The PDP is a respecter of the rule of law and judicial pronouncement. The PDP is conscious of its own party constitution, which is internal democracy. So all these things will be resolved again, peacefully by applying internal mechanism, either for or against whatever decision of the party of the court today, in respect of the former national chairman. The PDP has sufficient internal mechanism to resolve this issue with high consciousness of the provisions of the party constitution and the constitution of the federal republic.
I have a worry that it seems when people are elected into political offices, something happens, they are removed. It happened in APC, it's happening to Secondus. The former national chairman of APC, Adams Oshomole, was removed in like manner the way Secondus is being removed. What do you think is wrong?
Well, I've written a lot of articles as a teacher of political science in the university. I think Nigeria must work hard to ensure that we have participatory democracy. We have participant political culture by way of conscientization and socialization. Let Nigerians be interested in the political affairs of their country. Even if you are not a politician or you are not in partisan politics, show interest. That's what saving developed democracies in the United States, in the United Kingdom. Many of them are not members of party, but they are very conscious of what is going on in the political terrain. Now, Nigerians need to imbibe that culture of participant political culture. That will not permeate into partisan participative democracy. When we have that, we will have internal democracy. Internal democracy simply is rooted on consciousness of the citizen in terms of political affairs of their country. And of course, that will equally influence the attitude of those who are in partisan politics, those who are card-carrying members of political party. When you have the combination of these two, you have a foundation that can give you internal democracy in a political party. So that people who are members of a party, whether it's PDP or APC, whatever party, must be conscious of the provisions of the constitution of their party. That is the first rule. Now, if you know you are a member of a party, you have a constitution that is binding on you as a member or as a leader of the party, and you obey the provisions of that party constitution. The man will say, I was unlawfully removed or I was lawfully removed. Sometimes there are infractions on these provisions, and that is not supposed to be. That is where the court too should rise to the challenge, because the party constitution is extracted from the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria. It is justiciable. If you violate a section of a party constitution, the judiciary can interpret, they can intervene. It cannot just be left for the internal affairs or the internal mechanism of the party. Simply saying, if the court knows that a man was removed without following the procedure of the constitution, it's that difficult to adjudicate on. It's obvious. If you look at the procedure, this is how an officer of the party should be removed, and you look at the party's constitution as a judge, and you know that they didn't follow that procedure, that removal is abolition, non and void. So I think it's wrong for people just to this act of impunity, this act of arrogance. I can do it. I can rely on judicial influence and peddling of influence. Nigerian judiciary is trying, but they still have a lot to do to ensure that democracy survives. And for democracy to survive, parties must obey their constitution. And when parties obey their constitution, then the constitution of the federal government must be upheld. So I do not know how the issue of our former national came up, but I'm just saying, let the court look at what he's asking for. Was he really removed in line with the party constitution, or there was some infraction on the provision of the constitution? And the court should make a pronouncement, and that's it.
But your party is also in turmoil in Edo State between those who joined the PDP during the 2020 governorship election and the old members of the PDP. What exactly is the problem in Edo State?
Please come again.
Your party is in turmoil. It's in crisis in Edo State. Apart from the national, where your national chairman is at the former national chairman is in the court. In Edo State, the same crisis between the old PDP and those who joined during the governorship election in 2020. What exactly is the problem?
Well, you see, there are questions people are asking, there are issues people are canvassing. Political parties always have factions.
Yes.
Because the reason is that most of the parties in Nigeria are not rooted on ideological persuasion. It's just like affiliation. You come in from this angle, the other one comes in from the other angle, and they come together, they now start having differences in perception and issues. I think what is going on in Edo State is avoidable. I'm a party member. If you like, I'm equally a leader by my own right. I believe that PDP should enjoy peace in Edo State. Should enjoy unity in Edo State. it is a question of give and take.
Yeah.
It is a question of give and take. I subscribe that there should be give and take. The party should be ready to give, and the government should be ready to give. There's no need for conflict between the political party and the government, because the government is a product of the party. But constitutionally, even American democracy, once the government is elected, it becomes the leader of the party. So but leadership doesn't mean ownership. It's joint, it's coordinate ownership that you have in a democratic political party. So I believe that the government should be willing to give, the party should be willing to give. I don't subscribe to the arrogance that we are the owner of the party. Nobody is the owner of a political party. Parties are jointly owned. Political party is jointly owned. PDP in Edo State is jointly owned by both the old and the so-called new. Whether you are new or you're old, as far as you are a member of the political party, you have taken a card, that party is jointly owned. So joint ownership of the party, joint ownership of government.
Do you then support that some members, there should be harmonization, some members who were elected for a tenure should be then removed and refilled with new members?
Yeah. You see, harmonization is not a constitutional provision, but it's a conventional requirement for harmony and for unity. I've argued this, I've written on this. When people come into your political party with values, you're talking of a governor now coming in with values, with deputy governor, the speaker coming in values. There should be this anticipation that they will ask for a space. But they are not coming with empty hands. That is why I'm worried. The governor or the deputy speaker are not coming. You are coming with resources. What I mean resources now? Governmental bureaucracy. And if you are asking for a space in the party, you must create space in the bureaucracy.
Okay.
It's not so you just throw in and say, give me executive chairman or party chairman, give me secretary. You have something that is with you, which is important, just like the party. Government is very important. The party is very important. So I believe there should be harmonization. But harmonization should be a give and take. It is the government that should give. It is the party that should give. Do you know something? You see, the truth must be said. If you belong to a political party and your party is able to form government, the tendency is that you want to be part of the government. It is not all because you want to be corrupt. You want to go and take government money. There is this pride. If there is no pride in governance, in being in government, why do parties fight to get government? Why do they fight to win election? So government provides material gains, psychological gains. Some are just happy that my party is in government. And how do you know your party is in government? You must have that sense of involvement. So the government, we're really talking about being fair here, should be willing to give. And the party should be willing to. I do not subscribe to those who are in the party that say, no harmonization, we are here, we're already here. I don't subscribe. I equally don't subscribe to those who are in government and say, they still cannot come in here. So those who are saying they cannot come in here in government are the people creating the crisis. Those who are saying don't come here into the party are the people. So if you put me into a committee, it's to identify them and appeal to those people on both sides to say, please, let's create peace in this place. If you are in government and you are saying these people that are on their side should not come in, then you are one of those who are causing trouble for the country, the party, in the state. Then if you are calling the party and you say those here who came should not come in, then you are equally a troublemaker.
But it's a tenured term. When you are elected, you have a tenure. So do you then say they should relinquish that mandate, that 4 years mandate of party leadership, and allow someone else to come in?
Okay, you see, in law, there's the doctrine where you take precedence and legality. Okay. Now, if a political party has that precedent, that this is how we need to do it, when governor comes in with a lot of facilities, which is the government now, you create a space for the governor to have some members of the party executive. Okay? Then the governor too, those who are meeting, you are coming to meet, are not part of your government because they are new to you, just like you are new to them. Then the government is new to the PDP, old PDP. The old PDP is new to the government. So you must surrender to the old, and the old must surrender to the new. So it is a kind of permanency. The morality of politics sometimes can be used in the resolution of legalities. That is, I have a right, but morally, I can subordinate my right to this morality for the purpose of harmony. Are we not thinking of next election, for instance? Now, PDP was able to win overwhelmingly with such a wide margin because two major groups came together. A large section of the former APC coming to the PDP. Now, let me tell you, the APC was winning in Edo State. The PDP was winning in Edo State. Okay? Because PDP won Senate, they won some right.
Yeah.
APC won governor,
yes.
they won House of Assembly.
Yes.
So these are two parties that were winning in their own right.
Yeah.
Now, you are not coming together. So it was expected that they were going to win. Having won, then the next election, for you to win again, you need the two sides. So if you are saying you are in government, you don't want these people to come into your government, you alone will not win the next election. If you are saying you are in party, you don't want those in government to come into your party, you alone cannot win. I did not say this danger. So I believe that the two sides must come together. I believe in harmonization. Harmonization is give and take. I think that the practical approach of this give and take is what is lacking. And the earlier we embrace it, the better. Because you're not going to blame this man who is saying, I have a right to be in your government. Of course, I participated in it. You're not going to blame the man who is in government who came to the party, I have a right to be in your party. So, to me, again, I'm still summarizing that. If there's any person on the side of government that is saying, let those people don't come into the government, they are the troublemakers. And some of them are there. Some of them are there. Then if you equally have those who in the party and say, this is our party, these guys can come in. They are the troublemakers. So set up a committee, select these people out and appeal to them. Say, please, for your goodness sake, we need each other. We need the government needs the party.
The governor said, I listened to a video where the governor said, without harmonization, it's not going to lead, it's not going to attend the national convention or so. Who is leading who to the national? Is it Chieftain not be leading Edo State to the national convention or the governor?
You see, I've been to so many national conventions. People come with different kind of concept. Leading national, how do you lead national convention? National conventions have been held, at least I've attended up to 5, 7, if not up to 10 conventions in PDP. When you come to the venue of the convention as a delegate or as an observer, as an official, you have a leader around, the governor, the party, it's the leader of the party in the state, by PDP convention, though it's not put in it's not in the constitution. You have the state chairman of the party. We have some national officers. In Jose, we have to have Chieftain Nene, General Bamundia. All right. So when you come to a convention, you go and greet them. Nobody's going to take your hand to the venue. Nobody takes your hand to the venue of a convention. You just go, if they are around, in their hotel rooms or they have residence, leader, we're here your excellencies, we're here. Is the government going to take your hand to the venue of the convention? If the chairman going to take your hand, so the question of who is going to lead the convention, the question doesn't even arise. That is what I mean. They are delegates in their own right. They are going to be accredited. They are going to go to the venue and they're going to vote. Those who are not delegates are observers in their own right. They're going to move to the venue and going to do their job as observers or as officers of the convention. But yes, you must give respect to your leaders. The governor is here as a leader of the party in the state. Fine. The state chairman is here. Of course, you have to respect him. The national vice chairman is from Edo State. You have to respect him. We have other key leaders, who are members of board of trustees, former chief of staff of the president, Michael Gedome. We have Dokwesi, we have Tommy Kimi. Isama is too old now, it doesn't really come into all those kind of programs. We have former governor Lucky Igbenedion. How many of them? Are you going to lead Lucky to a convention, former governor Lucky Igbenedion to a convention, a 2-time governor? It's a delegate. So when you say lead, I don't understand what they mean by lead. Every delegate has a right to the venue of the convention. Take your seat and vote when you are called to. If you are an observer, you have a right to the event to observe what is going on. If you're an official, you conduct your this thing. There is no one person that will stay on a single line and he will stay in front. We are not in an Olympic game where we will torchlight his head by one person and the other person. No, it's not true.
Let me find out.
Yeah.
The way a PDP is being conducted in Edo State, especially the suspension and non-suspension, are you happy? Are you happy you supported the governor to become the governor?
That I supported the governor to become the governor?
Yes. Are you happy? Yes. You are happy? Yes, I supported him. I'm happy. You should carry on.
You see, like I said, in politics, when you're a party and your party is in government, there are so many gains. Yeah. You have material gains, you have symbolic gains. Sometimes, because of my age and my involvement in politics, I'm just satisfied that my party is in government. Yeah. Even if I'm not getting any material benefit. Yeah. You get my point now. You can just be home and be smiling that your party is in government. Okay? Even if you're not getting anything materially. And of course, occasionally, you can chip in a word. Just that I can go to the newspaper and be to write. But I have access to the governor. I can express my opinion to him, and I've done that separately. Okay? And then to other people. So that is my government. Oh, Your Excellency, I think it should be this way. Your Excellency, I think it should be this way. Party chairman, I think it should be this way. So to me, I am happy that PDP is in government in Edo State under the leadership of
the PDP is in government, but the PDP is not in government. How will you describe that?
PDP is in government, but PDP is not in government.
Yes.
How?
The ruling government is PDP. The ruling government is PDP.
Yeah.
But the PDP is out of government.
How? I don't understand.
Yes, the governor came from APC. Yeah. Those he has appointed commissioners are from APC. The core PDP guys are not in government.
No, you see, the governor is a member of PDP.
He came from APC.
Yeah, but you can come from a political party today and become their candidate tomorrow. Yes. It has happened in this country. Yeah, yeah. It depends on the credentials you are bringing. Yes. Immediately you join a political party, the parties will always say, we don't have newcomer, we don't have newcomer. Yes. You know they say so. Yes. And it's true. Yes. Once you take that card, you don't have the right and privileges of that party. The governor is a member of PDP. The deputy governor is a member of PDP. Now, this House Speaker is a member of PDP. Yes. PDP is in government. But I'm saying for the sake of harmonization, because you have two factions, yes, which is the old bloc, yes, and the new bloc. Yes. The new bloc that is in government should accommodate the old bloc into the government. Yes. That has not been done. Now, the old bloc that is in the party should accept and accommodate those new bloc into the party. Yes. And the way to do it is for the leadership of the party and the leadership of the government to come together and work out the formula. You just have seen that. Yes. So, although people will say be cautious, don't be vocal on this issue, I'm very vocal. It doesn't mean whether you like me or you don't like me. The government must accommodate the old bloc in the government. Now that has not been done. And the old bloc must accommodate the new bloc into the party. Do you understand what I'm saying? Both blocs are members of PDP. But because of this bloc factional tendency, a leader, I spoke to one of the leaders, I said, look, you are a leader of the party. For you to have peace, the two sides must come together. The two sides must come together. So any leader that is interested in the peaceful coexistence of PDP in Edo State must begin to think of how to bring, this give and take thing. The government is giving, the party is giving. Are you worried with this situation that the old members of the PDP have not been appointed into government? Are you worried? I'm personally not satisfied. Okay. I'm personally not satisfied because, there's always morality in everything that you do in this world. We're just traditional African people. In those days, education of justice was so. It doesn't take all this legal technicality that the British court. In African tradition, it's a simple thing. In 30 minutes, all this issue by itself. If you move into a political party and you won an election, morality demands that someone there should be in your government. You don't need to go to court for that. I agree with you. Yeah, it's a simple African tradition. You came to a party, you won an election, someone there should be in your government. Okay, then the man who came, he didn't come as a candidate. He came as a governor. He came with his structure into your party. His people should be in the party. I agree with you. You understand? No. So it's as simple as that. But there are people who are sticking to, this is my party. Nobody comes in here. They are wrong. They're going to say, oh, this is our government. Nobody comes in. They are equally wrong. The governor allegedly suspended those who support big chieftains of the party. They've been suspended, allegedly suspended, although the court has ruled on that. How will you describe this payback? No, the governor did not suspend anybody. Okay. It is, there's this issues of, I'm here and there in each local government, in every senatorial district. They are the people that are wrangling. The governor didn't stand to say, go and suspend this person, or I move a motion that this person has suspended. The governor does not have right to suspend any person. It is the members of the party in a local government area or in the senatorial district belonging to Block A or Block B that are wrangling on these issues and making this pronouncement. It is not the governor that is suspending anything. Do you see the governor having their backing? You know, let me tell you, when people act, they quote names. We used to do this all over the years. You know, when Chieftain was alive, they drop his name every time. When Lucky Benino was governor, they would drop his name. When Adas Osunbor was governor, they would drop his name.
Yeah.
You know, and they drop names. But my advice to political party members or leaders, if you are going to suspend any member of a political party, please go and read the party constitution. You see, because I can't double speak. I'm a man who believes so much in strict regulations of rules and regulations. If you want to suspend anybody from a political party, don't quote the governor. Don't say you have the backing of the governor. Please study the party constitution and see what you are doing is right or is wrong.
When the governor was in APC, he had crises with the party leadership. Here and there were crises. The national chairman was suspended and a lot of those. Today, it seems also that the governor is having crisis with the leadership of the party, including Chief Danobi. I mean, will you say the governor is caught in trouble?
Hey, you see, on that APC issue, if you look at it, the origin of the APC crisis, you know, for example, we were talking about judiciary, they too have to be very careful with what they do in this country. It is not the governor that suspended the national chairman. The national chairman was suspended, you know, from his ward. And does the ward executive have power to suspend a national? I don't know. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. You know, so if the executive of a party at the ward level suspended a national chairman, and such decision was upheld by
with the influence of the governor.
Where you see, again, that's where we now have to begin to talk of real democracy. Real democracy. I come from a ward. If the national chairman is from my ward and is acting in line with what we decide, I don't think any governor can influence me to suspend the national chairman from my ward. So sometimes I'm curious. I'm beginning to wonder what kind of politics the national chairman play in his ward, or what kind of person does he have in his ward. Even a local government, I was a chairman of local government, and issue came up in my local government, and a councillor from my ward was going to join to begin to move motion, and he was highly reprimanded. You come from this ward, you go to the council and join those who are moving motion against the chairman. People have conscience, so you must have really committed a grievous offence. But if you trivialize it and just say, oh, we are here, we'll be giving 10,000 naira to do it, and the court will uphold it, then I'm worried with that kind of attitude. So it is the order of that Osunbor cannot suffice now, because the governor did not suspend him. It was his own word. And why did the court uphold it? I don't know. I don't know. So it is such an issue that I really have authority to speak on, because Governor Obaseki is from Oredo, different senatorial district. The national chairman is from different. So if his ward members can come together and say they removed it and saw the decision was upheld by the court, I don't know what happened.
Thank you so very much. Let's leave there. Let's go to Edo 2024. There's this Esan agenda here and there. Where do you think, in your opinion? I understand in the south, we've had Lucky Benedion, we've had some other person, including the present governor from the south. In the north, we've got Adams Osunbor, who has had 2 tenure. In the central, they are agitating for Esan agenda. What is your thinking?
You know, the Edo Central have rights to ask for governorship. You know, because I believe so much in rotational accommodative decision, whereby all segments of the state or local government or the country should have a say or a space. But you know, we are in 2021 now.
Yes.
Chief Anene, I was one of his political aides. He will tell me, in politics, 48 hours is a long way to go. 48 hours is a long way to go. And at that time, I understood what he was talking about. But talking about 2024, it's a long way to go. So I can't say here now authoritatively and say, oh, I'm going to support Edo Central, I'm going to be against Edo Central. Because so many things are going to happen between now and 2024. So it is the reality of the situation at that time that will determine my own decision. Because yes, rotation, strategy to win, merit. These are 3 issues that must come to play. If you are going to rotate your candidate to a place you know the person cannot win, you don't rotate the candidate there. because that strategy will not be superior to rotation.
Yeah.
Then if you now have a candidate by merit from a particular area, you know that by all standard, this guy has more credentials and more merit to win, then you will not see that rotation will be set aside. So 3 factors that will be considered will be rotation, strategy to win, and merit. So because you cannot rightly interpret these 3 conditions now, I think that 2024 is still very far.
Oh my God, thank you. Okay, yeah. But you once aspired for the governorship position in Edo State. What do you think you would have done differently from what the present government is doing?
Well, I don't know where to start making comparisons. But you see, my politics. Well, I'm not a professional politician. That's the truth. I'm a farmer and I'm a scholar. I mean, I've been in academics for many years. And I've never left academics, I've never left farming. So politics to me is just a vocation. And that informs my own part of political ideology. Politics to me is not a full-time job. And if you are having this orientation of being a farmer, you don't farm in the city, you farm in the rural areas. Okay? So maybe I would have been more of a rural governor. Stay in my village, work with farmers and local people. Because the people that are really vulnerable in this whole system are those who are deprived in the rural communities, by 80%, you know. So I believe I would have done what I was doing as a chairman of local government. I'm the first chairman of Osunbor Local Government Council, created in 1991 to reside in the hall. All other chairmen that came before I came in, about 3, 4 chairmen, both appointed and elected. We were about 4 or 5. We were all coming from Benin. From Benin City to I was 56 kilometers. As a young man in 1997, I was a bachelor married. I didn't stay in the city. I was living in the hall. First chairman of Osunbor Council to live in the hall. So that shows you my kind of orientation. I didn't come from Benin to be governing in the hall. So that's what is obvious in my mind, that I'm a rural person. Because those who are vulnerable are in the rural communities. Yeah. I don't like city politics. So with this, your rural politics, are you saying, what can the governor learn from it? Yeah, what the governor can learn from it, we that are rural people will talk with him, and those who are his close aides should equally talk with him and learn from him, learn that, you know, at the end of your tenure, I wish the governor would listen to this. Those who remember you are the rural people, not the city politicians. They will abandon you. City politicians will abandon you in less than 1 month. Where is Osunbor and the city men? I passed through his house the last day, you know, last time, and they were doing their APC Congress. And I was looking at the number of vehicles outside his compound compared to when he was. City politicians are gone. So those who remember him are the rural people. Those who remember Oyego are the rural people. Those who remember Lokibina are the rural people. So those who will remember a governor, president governor, are the rural people. So you should get closer to the rural people.
What is the situation of governance in Edo State in terms of infrastructural development and delivering the dividends of democracy?
Presently? No, you see, that's one aspect that the governor has tried very well. In terms of design, in terms of policy formulation, in terms of policy implementation, you know, he's so passionate about modernization of public policies and implementation. That I've seen in him. And that's one of the things that attracted me to that modernization, you know. And when you modernize, some person must help you to see to it. The governor is busy modernizing, building bureaucracy, building resilient structure in the civil service, in the public service, in all sectors. So my prayer is that more men are needed. More men are needed in his government to situate this modernization. Are
there work going on in Edo State? Visible infrastructure.
You know, visible. The works are going on. The work are going on. Road construction, school renovation, hospital facility provision, tertiary institutional development. Work are going on in all the sectors. But the truth is that until you have persons who will help you to situate these things, people will just say, oh, it's just policy. Works are going on. Works are going on very, very well. You know, so the the governor is, he came with beautiful and bright ideas. And you know, when you are coming to an area where people are not used to modern ways of doing things, for instance, computer applications and, you know, scientific analysis, they'll be reluctant. That's what he's driving. You know, a foundation that will sustain future civil service in the state, future public service in the state. It is when you have effective civil service and public service, you can have rapid infrastructural development and its sustainability. So to me, the governor has done well in terms of laying solid foundation, in terms of trying to now operationalize his ideas of money governance in Edo State.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. Again, tomorrow is your national convention. How prepared are you from the state and at the national? How prepared? And what are the expectations?
Prepare how?
In terms of the crisis here and there.
No, forget about it. We don't have crisis in PDP.
Okay.
You know, any political party that is peaceful in its resolution of issues, it's not in crisis. We are not having thoughts. Nobody is fighting. Nobody is shooting gun. People are just arguing. This is my right. This is not your right. Okay, if the party cannot resolve, we'll go to court. So the whole foundation is laid. The venue is prepared. The governors are heading different committees. The delegates are very enthusiastic. Because let me tell you, John Mayaki, I'm a political scientist. I'm a researcher. PDP. I'm not trying to exaggerate this. I'm a teacher. As I speak to you, I teach undergraduate and postgraduate students in political science department. PDP. If I'm going to write an article that will not be faulted, that will be published by magazines, by reputable journals.
Yes.
I will be faulted that PDP is the most organized political party in Nigeria. PDP is the most political. I'm not here to come and cast aspersion on the other party. PDP is the most organized political party in Nigeria. That could be as a result of its founding fathers. Founding fathers. Like,
but your governors are leaving.
You see, the governors are leaving.
Yes.
Now, for instance, when the Southeast governor is saying I'm leaving PDP for APC, it's such a person realistic. I schooled in the Southeast. I went to UNF for my first degree. I'm partly an able man. If a Southeast governor, in his open eyes and consciousness, say, I am leaving PDP for APC.
Is PDP a regional party? When you say South, yeah.
Of course. Now, when I look at these guys, you know, political behavior is a scientific entity. The way people behave in the Southeast politically is different from the way they behave in the South. It's different from the way they behave in the Southwest. This is a scientific study. It's a major study in political science. You can't fault political behavior. The typical Southeastern person believes that APC is alien to them. When you were governor of such a zone, when you know the political behavior of your people, and you just jump out, then something is wrong. APC can win any election in the Southeast. Now, if INEC, that's why I tell Professor Mahmoud Yaku, I beg him in the name of God, he's a professor of international studies. Please, Nigeria is having the biggest problem we have in our democracy in Nigeria. It's the inability for INEC to conduct a free and fair election. I'm happy he's rooting for electronic transfer. That's not only the solution. It's not the result you get, you transfer. You must get the result before you transfer it. How do you get the result that you're going to transfer? That is the conduct of election. Professor Nwosun, who was my professor in political science in UNA, conducted a free and fair election in Nigeria in an open ballot system. Emeawa conducted a free and fair election, another professor of political science in UNA, in an open ballot system. Our own brother, Ifre Akpata, late, conducted free and fair election in this country. Okay? Let me tell you, my brother, it is not the transmission that is the problem. It is the conduct. Now, if you can get results that are transparent, even if you don't use electronic transfer, it will be valid. Because even in an open ballot system, people queue. You don't even have ballot paper to use as evidence in court. You still have free and fair election in an open ballot system. People queue, they are gone home when the system is transparent. It is the conduct, and that is our problem. Now, if there is free and fair election, there are parties that cannot even get 10% in zones. So I'm so authoritatively saying here that PDP is the most organized political party in Nigeria. For the fact that some self-centered parochial governors are leaving a party that is in the crusade to rescue Nigeria to a party that, you know, between me and... Look, I have friends all over the place in the northern Nigeria. I can't talk to some of them in Katsina State. That is the home state of the president. Wow, what I'm talking about. I have a friend in Katsina.
What changes? What do you think?
You can't even call them.
Yes.
The insecurity is biting the farmer. I'm a farmer. I not only produce food, I deal on food. 90% of the food we eat in this country are processed in the north. Millet, maize, rice, sweet potato, yam. Everything is the same here in the north. Tomatoes, pepper, everything in the north. They are blessed with agricultural produce. That's why I see some of them are very funny talking about, oh yeah. If you have a good government in the north, develop the agriculture, they will have more money than oil. The farmers cannot go to farm. The customers in the south can no longer access people in Zafara to buy cow. I have a ranch. I buy my cow from the north to take my to my ranch in the south. I can go to this place and get to buy cow to take my ranch in the south. And you think the farmers are happy? You come to collapse your system, you collapse the economy. People are on their own survival without, whether you have a PDP or you have a PC, what they want is good governance. They're not bothered about your contract, they're not bothered by your appointment. But if you create that peaceful, secured atmosphere for them, they will thrive on their own. Northerners are thriving in agriculture. That they have a government you said is their own, that has destroyed the potentials, and you think any sensible Northerner, a young man. I spoke to one of my friends yesterday. He said they just left Funtua, close to Zaria, before he could come to me. He was asking about palm oil price. Oh, okay. In educated Northern, we're talking on the phone. I said, so I have to travel through that. We're talking about, to get some palm oil. Do you understand? These are educated Northerners that are in business and in trade. You destroy the economy. They will vote for you in 2023. How would they do that? Nobody will do that. Now, the PDP is the only party that is prepared. And what's it about Northerners that I love in there? They're not in any party. Oh, they're not in APC. I'm telling you, Northerners are not in APC. They vote for candidates. They vote. Listen to me. In 1993, M. Abiola won Tofa in Kano State. M. Abiola for Ogun State defeated Bashir Tofa in Kano State. Yes. They voted for the Yoruba. People came with tribalism and nepotism and beginning to deceive Nigerians. The Northerners are brilliant politicians. What you need for is good leadership. We have a really troublesome leadership now that's destroyed all they have. They don't have good leadership. They are wise, they are sensible, they are organized. What they need is just good leadership.
Do you see PDP zoning it to the north? Do you see PDP?
PDP is saying,
yes,
because I don't want to be misquoted.
Yes.
I am a member of the party.
Yes.
I have listened to them. PDP is saying the zoning of our national chairman to the north does not affect the presidency. The presidency is open. That's what they have said. And that is what I totally subscribe to. We are in opposition. So we are not going to go by zoning. We are going to go by rotation, by strategy, and by merit.
What is the difference between zoning and rotation?
That I've seen now. 3 of them in place.
Yes.
Now, I have analyzed for you before. PDP is a party that believes so much in zoning. Look at the way they are peacefully zoning all their offices now. Peacefully. South, go and bring this. Southwest, go and bring this. That is zoning. For harmony, for strategy, for unity. So zoning will still come in. But now, because we are in opposition, we are not going to throw away zoning. It will still come in. Strategy will come in. Merit will come in. So if strategy knocks out zoning, we will go for strategy to win and claim the presidency for the interest of Nigerians. If merit comes in, we have a good guy from Benue State, where the national chairman is going to come from, or from the north where they have zoning to. We're going to ask that person to go in for it. Okay? If we have a good guy from any part of Nigeria, whether north or south, southeast or southwest, south or northeast, we're going to go for a Nigerian presidential candidate that will be true in Nigeria, that will have credentials for unity, that will be broad-based, that will embrace everybody. Don't we know such persons in this country? That's what I mean by that. Just mentioning their name, all parts of the country will have that. SDP did that. Listen to me. In 1953, SDP had a national chairman from South. Yes. My great leader, Chieftain and Nene. Yes. They picked a president candidate from South, from South. Edo State is a small state, national chairman. Yeah. Ogun State, another small state, presidential candidate. Yeah. They don't win the election. That's strategy. Because they don't mention MK Abiola. MK Abiola was highly detribalized. Yeah. It was loved by Nigeria. He had Concord newspaper all over the country, the Nukanka. There were northern journalists working for him. There were Igbos working for him. He had a lot of industries. they voted for him. If they didn't ask, oh, the chief and is from South, why are you going to bring another Southerner as presidential candidate? So the same thing the PDP is going to do in 2022 in their primaries. We're going to look for a Nigeria that is broad-based, that is an employer of labor, that has evidence of it can create wealth, that has evidence that it can unite the whole country. With the unity, don't deceive us with tribalism. Nigerians are good people. Northerners, Kanu, South.
What are the chances of the PDP?
We are all good people.
What are the chances of the PDP in 2023?
We have a very, very bright chance because Nigerians are eager to change this present APC government. That's why our title for the convention is PDP Convention. Nigeria, please come together. Let us rule this country. But look, Mike, you're a brilliant journalist. You're a brilliant guy. We've critiqued each other. But I tell people when I read your work, I say, even though I guys say brilliant guy, that's why I came for this program.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, we have defied on so many issues, but I know you are making sense in your analysis. Nigerians want a change. Now, if we have a change, Maki, you don't need to be a minister in PDP. You will thrive in your profession.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you will thrive in your profession.
Yeah.
Oh, another party, my party. No. If the party is doing wrong, your party is doing wrong. If you're president wrong candidate, please vote against. Look, let this first African to be Secretary of State. This black guy that just died, Powell.
Yeah, Powell, yeah.
And they ask him, Republican, notorious Republican. I said, why are you endorsing Obama? I said, look, I will endorse Obama a Democrat because we're talking about Mary and my history and origin. A time has come for a black man to be president of America. Twice he voted for Obama. Okay? That doesn't stop him from being a Republican. So the right thing must be done. How many?
But in Nigeria, it's an anti-party activity.
You see, Nigerians are getting to that level now. How many of us are really in partisan politics? How many Northerners? Forget about those bogus figures we are quoting. How many people are really a party? We are up to 5%. The voters are not in the political party.
Yeah.
They're not in the political party.
Yeah.
So they want to change this present system. It's not good for the Northerners. It's not good for the Southerners. I don't know what happened to the president.
Finally, assuming a Northern candidate emerges with the chairmanship of the party from the North Central and Buhari is from the North, 8 years, how will you describe that?
That's what I'm saying. We are not going to look at Buhari 8 years that has created a lot of problems for us.
Yes.
Nobody's going to counter that. I don't know what happened to him. Just again, advisors can, I don't know. Because when he was coming with a lot of ideas, I'm worried myself. What has gone wrong? Nobody's going to talk about Buhari 8 years. People are going to look at who is going to take over for him to rescue this country. PDP as a party is most organized. They are going to do it. And because they are organized, they are going to present the best presidential candidate.
Irrespective of the region?
Irrespective of religion or region. We're going to go for strategy. We're going to go for merit. And zoning, yes, because presidency is not the only office in the federal government of Nigeria. Somebody is going to be vice president. Somebody is going to be senate president. So at the end of the day, zone is still going to accommodate all other areas. So presidency is only a president that is a talent. I would say a presidency is a collective, it's a shared responsibility. You're going to have a vice president, you're going to have a senate president, you're going to have a speaker, you're going to have special advisors and ministers. So at the end of the day, these people in all the zones will still come and form the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we're not going to, it's not a monarchy where one man is going to rule. Presidency is a collective shared responsibility. So we are going for zoning, which we can accommodate everybody. But we are going for strategy that will plan and present a candidate like NK Obiola that everybody in Nigeria will say, yes, we embrace this man, we embrace this woman. And we're going to go for merit. And the man will have record to put on the table. I've created jobs for thousands of people. I'm being detribalized. I have friends in all parts of the country. These are my friends. These are people around me. We will go for such a candidate and for such a person. And PDP will have them in abundance. And we're going to take the best out of them. And by the grace of God, with you, scholars like you, journalists that are highly cerebral, that really crave for change. You study overseas. You know how these things are done. We must go for the best. I don't care whether it's my party or some party. We got to do a change. That's why this convention is Team Rescue Nigeria. The party is organized. We will go through the issues peacefully. It will be resolved. Convention will be held. Officers will be elected. We will present the best candidate. And by the grace of God, support of Nigeria, PDP will control the next presidency. Thank
you so very much, Dr. Isaiah Osifo, PhD. In fact, I'll be inviting you again, especially your farming area. I want to discuss how you get fertilizer, the business of farming, and all of those. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. For those of you joining us on this show, we'll draw the curtain here. Until we come your way again, we sincerely appreciate your support. Bye for now.